There was a room full of clocks, and most of them ticked quickly, on time, loud, efficient. There was one old clock in the corner which ticked slowly and quietly. People passing by would look at it and think, "That clock is broken. It's outdated. It's too slow to be of any use. Why doesn't it just work properly, or just stop?" They would look at the clock face with its Roman numerals and slightly misshapen hands and think, "Who even uses a clock like this these days? What a waste of time." And they would hurry off to check their more modern counterparts, and so the old clock kept ticking away, undisturbed, marking time in its own leisurely way, content to do its job quietly and calmly. One day, the power went out. The old clock didn't notice, but all the other clocks in the room did. For a moment, there was silence where there had only been the steady tick-tock of clocks before. It was unsettling for everyone who had gathered in the room. Accustomed as they were to the constant background noise of moving hands and clicking seconds, every eye was on the clocks, watching as the hands froze, then turned slightly, then stopped altogether. Every single modern clock in the room was broken. Only the old clock was still ticking, its pendulum swinging slowly from side to side, its hands moving almost imperceptibly, yet still moving. It seemed to glow in the sudden darkness as people gathered around it, listening intently. Each person was lost in thought. Some were scared, some were confused, but all were still. The sound of the old clock filled the room. It wasn't loud, but it was there, strong and steady. It was a reassuring presence in the sudden quiet, a grounding force in the darkness. For a long moment, no one spoke. Then, as if waking from a dream, they began to stir. One by one, they checked their phones, then looked back at the old clock, its hands still moving in the dim light. They realized that it was the only one that had stayed true, the only one that hadn't failed. When the power came back on and the other clocks started ticking again, the people left the old clock alone. They didn't need it anymore. They could rely on the newer, faster clocks. But something had changed. The experience had taught them that being fast isn't everything. Sometimes slow and steady is better. In the hustle and bustle of everyday life, we often forget the value of slowing down. We're always looking for ways to go faster, to do things quicker, but sometimes the slow way is the better way. It is easy to get caught up in the pace of the world and to think that if you're not moving quickly, you're falling behind. But this isn't always the case. There's a lot to be said for going slow, taking your time and enjoying the journey. When you slow down, you open yourself up to the possibility of noticing the little things, those small moments that make life worth living. You have time to appreciate the beauty around you and to savor the taste of your food, the feel of the sun on your skin, the sound of the birds singing. You have time to connect with others, to listen to their stories, and to share your own. When you slow down, you give yourself time to think and to reflect. You have time to work through your problems and to come up with creative solutions. You have time to learn and to grow. So next time you're feeling rushed, remember the old clock. Take a deep breath, slow down and enjoy the journey. There's no need to hurry. You're not late. You're exactly where you need to be. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe.